Hello Capoeira, welcome to the Capoeira Guide. We are leaving to England and I try to talk about the British Capoeira. So let's have fun, nice to meet you. Here we go. Yeah, we are here
with the birds.
With the birds in England, and yeah, Professor Sinia, thank you so much for the interview. We are talking about the English capoeira. The birds really nice. I don't know if we can hear it on the movie.
We'll soon find out.
I start again. Sorry, I just Hello, so welcome to the Capoeira Guide. We're in England, and I found a female capoeirista. It's Professor Sinia. Thanks for your interview. And my first question is, how long is this capoeira in England? What's the story of the capoeira here?
So the bit that I know is in the mid to late 70s was the first time Mestre came over to Europe and brought capoeira with him. I don't think he was giving classes, but he was traveling around showcasing capoeira. The first master that I know of that kind of came and made a base here in London was Mestre Zado. And he started late 70s, early 80s. Another one was Mestre Gata as well, who was studying in Newcastle and got in touch with some students that were here for capoeira as well. And then he started his from there. Some of the other, there's another family, the Amazonas family, the three sisters and the two brothers. One's in France, but the other brother is here, Boneco, and they've been in London for a long time also. So they were kind of, as it started to grow and expand, they were one of the first schools here as well.
25 years or longer?
Yeah.
30 years? Okay. And how long are you doing capoeira?
So I've been doing capoeira for 15 and a half years.
Okay. And let's talk about the scene here. First of all, maybe in London. So how many groups are training capoeira in London? You have
so
an
many.
idea?
It's difficult to know.
But just to have
I'd take a guess, maybe 20 different groups.
Okay.
Maybe 25. There's a lot. It used to be, when I first started, it was the kind of main groups, Cordal de Ouro, Senzala, Abadá. The time wasn't Capoeira Brazil, but the kind of bigger groups that were established much earlier on. But now there's so many that it's impossible to know all of them.
But how's about the capoeira, like for Angola, in the modern capoeira and traditional capoeira, it's like, how is it?
It's a real mix. It's a real mix, yeah. There's a movement of more Angoleiros, there's a movement of capoeira contemporânea, there's a movement of the capoeira de rua.
So everything what you need.
Yeah,
so
there's
come to London and play capoeira.
In London there's lots of harders, traditional harders, once a month, once a week, and there's an opportunity to meet, lots of different people that integrate and mix within groups as well.
And the groups, are they working together? The harders are open, like interaction?
Yeah, there are some that keep themselves more to themselves. They have their objectives and they do their thing, but there are some that now, I think, because the capoeira world can be a very small world, so people are starting to make good friendships and bonds, and it works really nice because they get together and students get to play, and yeah.
Okay, and how it's about in the whole England? So it's okay, London, everybody knows London, but what about Manchester or another city? So how's the scene there?
I reckon pretty much every city in the UK has capoeira.
Okay.
And so we're here in Southend. Is a much smaller town. It is the verging on the size of a city. At the moment we're the only ones here, but even in the smaller towns now it's starting to appear. I think as the level is increasing and getting higher, the people that are originally teaching are still teaching, and now their students are starting to expand out. But pretty much Liverpool, Manchester, Birmingham, through Wales, Swansea, Cardiff, up into Scotland and
Okay, so for
Edinburgh,
capoeiristas, if
Glasgow.
they come to England, they can travel around
Yeah,
and
definitely.
have some good classes and some
Yeah.
good capoeira. Okay, that's great. Let's talk about the English people, how they see or how they do capoeira. I think we know that the English people are famous for do everything a little bit different.
Yeah.
Like
They're very, very conservative, definitely. I think capoeira in the UK, in England specifically, is very different from capoeira from mainland Europe.
Okay.
I think as a culture, we're much more reserved and take a little bit of extra time to kind of open up and bring in new ideas.
Okay.
So, like for example, a lot of our students that train with us are not from the UK. They're not from the UK. Sai,
We
sai.
cut it out.
Pra lá, pra lá.
Nada, Andrea, just sorry.
Vovô.
There was
So-
some people tried to bump the interview.
It
For the
happens.
takeout.
Yeah, they weren't
Okay,
English.
Sorry.
That's just what happens. They weren't English,
Yeah,
so they
okay.
wasn't being considered
okay.
conservative.
Sorry
no.
for
But like for example, in our group, we have Spanish, Turkish, Hungarian, Greek, French, Italian. So lots of different. Yeah. So it's. I think certainly in the UK, it is changing, and the way that people are accepting, and the way that capoeiristas are also showcasing capoeira and showing and exposing it to people outside is changing, and that's changing the view. So it's becoming much more accepted and not so scary. And
So, but what do you think? Like
Different.
the English people love more, like because capoeira have different ways to play capoeira. So they love more fighting or like more acrobatic styles.
I don't
they
think
love
it's
the
even that.
tradition. Or
I think it's the fact that there are no boundaries and it's free, and so it's very popular. The gym life for people in the UK is very popular.
Okay.
They have a certain time. They know what they're going to do when they get there, and it's kind of all like it's all programmed and timetabled. So there's no.
But they
you
do
know,
capoeira
kind
more
of-
sportive, like in a sportive way, or they're more like an art.
But I think
form?
that's why capoeira is they're not so sure about capoeira when people first come to try. Not sure because it is very spontaneous,
Okay.
and it can be so many things. So it can't fit in a box. And I think in our culture here, everything fits in a box.
box, yeah.
You know, our shopping can fit in a
Yeah,
box,
okay.
and our lives fit in a
Okay,
box. So,
so for the-
something that's a little bit out of the box. It takes. I think it takes a little bit longer to get into capoeira, but once they get in, then they stay.
Okay.
So it's very loyal after, but it's just to break that ice.
And they love the music, I think. the
Yeah,
people, so it's-
definitely. I think that's the other thing. The once they start to learn and understand how the community is, then it's almost like they've been let free. So all of what they've been taught through school and then working in an office and all of these constrictions, and then all of a sudden we're encouraging them to let go. And so the ability to express, to have the music, if you want to dance, they dance. And so there is a sense of kind of
If they get
awakening.
into it, really. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about like England. Do you have a special advice for the capoeiristas to come, or you want to invite, or just talking about London or here in Southend? Just
I think England's.
some people or some capoeiristas think, no, I think to go to England. Do you have something special?
England's a very. It's an awesome place, really, because we have such. Each state or county is very, very different. Each county has its own traditions. It has a very different feel. We're in Essex. Essex is very green. We also have the seaside. So we have a lot of water sports and stuff here. But equally, we have a lot of green countrysides, forests. And so the different parts in the UK have a different feeling and something
so
different to see.
it's
So
rich.
when you compare to France, for example, from north to south is a long way, and we're kind of squished in. So I think the fact that you can not only visit lots of different groups, but there's an opportunity to see so many different things within a small place.
Okay. And when is a good time to come to England? Which season? Which?
In the summer, if it's sunny.
So,
Like
but when is
now-
it?
Now.
Now.
The warmest time in the UK generally is from middle to end of May. It's when we have the best time through till August, and if we're lucky, into the beginning and middle of September.
Okay.
But equally, it's different. It just changes with seasons. So equally, we can have the most amazing, beautiful winter time.
Okay.
It's just it's cold. So as long as you're not afraid of the cold weather, or it can be equally as beautiful. And London, especially as a capital, is pretty amazing in the winter as well.
But what do you think? Because some people are afraid about, because London is an expensive city. So, but there are cheap places as well. How? Because you know the capoeira scene is not that. The capoeiristas spend all the money just for capoeira festivals.
Yeah,
but in London, there's the possibility to find some cheap sleeping place or not.
London's pretty expensive.
Yeah. Okay.
And you can find cheap-ish, but would be considered. So if you were to compare to someone like Amsterdam, cheap in Amsterdam wouldn't find.
Okay.
Here outside of London, yes.
Okay.
So I mean, even from here in Southend, we're by the beach. It's an hour on the train, and the difference in price in hotels and stuff is
huge.
Huge. So, but equally, the capoeira world is a very loving community. So it's not unheard of when people come and they stay in people's sofas. So it's people are very welcoming anyway, and very trusting. For us, since
so it's the best to contact capoeiristas.
But I think if you're going to come, or like if people come here, everyone is always welcome. People come here, you know, just contact someone in advance. I'm coming here. Can you recommend a place to stay, or you know? But the many times that we've had people to come, you know, there's always a student or someone that has a sofa to stay on. So.
Okay, thank you so much for the information. Maybe some capoeiristas now get the motivation to come to England. We had great sunny day, great capoeira, and thank you for the interview.